Yo, what up, what up? Welcome back. I'm your host, B. Ryder. It's my co-host,
J. Bell.
And this is
Final Thoughts.
Today's topic is woke food nutrition good or? Let's check it out.
I got us donuts.
Those are so bad for you.
Oh no, are they moldy? I mean, are they poisoned? Are you allergic?
No, I'm just saying.
You're judging my food choices based on a false standard of health again, aren't you? Guilty.
Diet culture, fat phobia, and systems of oppression have created false hierarchies of food, and it shows up everywhere.
For instance, harmful thought patterns like earning food through exercising, or that dessert is the reward for the punishment of eating vegetables.
Remember that you do not need to earn food.
We are all incorrectly taught from a young age that our size, and therefore the foods that we eat, are markers of our self-worth. Moralizing food can lead to harmful relationships with food and disordered eating.
Instead of focusing on good and bad choices, try to approach food with neutrality in mind.
The only foods that are bad for you are foods that contain allergens, poisons, and contaminants, or food that is spoiled or is otherwise inedible.
Eat without guilt, regardless of what society says.
Here we are. Once again. In this realm. I don't like to be here just for y'all. You know, like for our fans that watch us and our supporters. I don't like to be here. Donatello. But we're here once again. How would you like to start this off?
This is really this is so triggering for me. Like, I really dislike this type of language around food nutrition. For whatever reason, I don't like it. I don't
you
like it.
You know what reason? You like the guy that served me and others like tacos that was plant based.
What?
Yeah.
I'm like, look at this guy's arms versus mine. Like show him a little armage, if that's a word, a little army, like he got like a little cut and color.
But it was good. Though,
Popeye.
It was good though. Huh?
Yeah, that shit was good. I ain't gonna lie, that was good.
I stand behind it. I guarantee it.
Go on, man. Go ahead. I ain't trying to wank you. You know?
Yeah. I mean, that was
I'm
straight
still a
away,
man at the end of the day. I ate your tacos.
Bro, what did you just say?
But I'm still a man, though. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Go ahead.
But about this topic, man, like I'm not a fan because they are intentionally vague about the avenues of like nutrition, right? So what were they right about? They're correct in the idea of like food neutrality because in like generally speaking, it's correct because what is good for you may not be good for another person. And if let's say I'm trying to gain some weight because I'm at an unhealthy weight and I'm doing this by trying to bulk up on muscle. And let's say I hit the gym and after the gym I get a plate of donuts and I'm eating that or I get a steak after I hit the gym, right? While this might not be the best choice for someone else, it's good, it's healthy for me because I'm trying to gain weight in this particular instance, right? So the idea of neutrality when it comes to food isn't far off from the truth because whatever goal you're trying to accomplish while you're eating is a personal goal. It's for you, right? Some people have gluten intolerances or lactose intolerance or whatever, right?
Gluten intolerance. I'm like this with that. Lactose intolerance. I think that's that's real. But gluten, I'll be like,
I don't believe you.
Go on, though. Go on.
Anyway,
Go on.
so your journey is yours, and you need to figure out what it is that works for you, right? I get that. But they are way too vague when they're talking about health and nutrition, right? Because there's no way that somebody who wakes up at 7 in the morning and then grabs a plate of donuts and eats that and then goes to work at their office job in a cubicle on the computer all day is healthy, right?
Doing that on a daily basis
That's not.
is out of control.
Let's not pretend that this is a healthy option for this person. That might be a healthy option for Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who hits the gym 3 times a day.
Yeah.
Sure. Sure. I give you
He
that.
burned off everything he just ate.
Yes.
And plus, you know.
Throughout the day.
Yeah.
Right? But for the average person who works a 9 to 5, no.
This is not what you should be teaching people to do. I think you failed
You failed.
at being the person that's supposed to be like, oh, I look up to you and I get my information from you, and this is how I learn how to regulate what I eat and what I drink and how I do things as far as like exercise and whatever. Yeah. It's kind of crazy that we are in America and we have the highest obesity rate, and people are talking about approach things with neutrality.
No, nigga. No,
we literally can't afford this with our lives. No. We can't afford it.
Say it again.
With our lives. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we were in this pandemic, we, as in black people, were more susceptible to COVID-19 because of obesity and because of high blood pressure and because of every other factor that involves with eating.
Yes. And eating unhealthily.
Yes.
Specifically. Right? Pacific.
You play too much.
Let me claim that. Pacifically. But, yeah, like, and it goes into this whole, like, idea of using wokeism, basically, to justify poor behavior. And I've been afraid of this for a very long time. One of our first videos actually was about the word racism and how black people have basically turned it and co-opted it to not mean what it originally meant for our own devices, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what's happening with this now, with nutrition.
Yeah.
And to me, this is an even worse situation because now people's lives are literally at risk because of this. Like, we've turned this lady has taken the idea of black nutrition, which she knows that this is a hot button issue right now, and black people are going to migrate to her because of her title of a black nutritionist, and they're going to take information from her that is detrimental to them. Like, if anyone should be watching what they eat, it's black people.
This motherfucker's spitting.
Because we are so susceptible to these illnesses, to these diseases. We are so susceptible to them. So the idea of neutral food to us, like this, no, we shouldn't be, this isn't something that we should be listening to. Absolutely not. This isn't something that I'm taking to heart.
To my heart. Heart attacks.
I'm dying. You hear that, Elizabeth? I'm coming to join you, honey.
Is what happens when you approach situations with neutrality.
Yes.
Because you are a black person. That means you're most likely to inherit, literally, genetically inherit high blood pressure, stroke, the heart disease, diabetes,
all of this.
things like that. It's a serious illness like that we inherit. It wasn't even us. We got it.
It's not even you. You just got it.
Yes.
You just caught it.
Yeah.
From the receipt from the quarterback. This is what you got. You got it from whoever passed it to you.
Yeah, and fuck Tom Brady. But
bars.
Lattimore, Brady, Evans.
When are y'all gonna get to the goddamn point?
Anyway,
you know what team we on.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of crazy that we have to even talk about this, and that there's a woman or any black person that's in a position of power to say things like this, like just approach it with neutrality. Yeah. Like, no, I think it's very, very important that you, in your level of power, teach people, because you're a nutritionist, right? Teach people how, what to eat and what not to eat, and what to do and what not to do. This whole fat acceptance thing is a bit ridiculous.
What?
It's not a bit ridiculous. It is ridiculous.
That's better. Thank you.
Because why are we doing this? We're sacrificing ourselves for comfort? That's all it is. We don't want to, scratch the surface. We don't want to hurt people. Let them just eat and do this and that. Like, all right, yeah, let them eat. But what the
Watch the sass, Captain Sassy Pants.
What are we doing? What are we doing, yo? And I saw a Facebook post about it, something like this, and it was pretty poignant that it talked about being in shape, being fit is hard. Being fat, being overweight is hard, right? Choose your hard. Which one are you going to choose? For me, I would rather choose the difficulty, the hard of being in shape, because there are so many other benefits that come with that. The hard of being out of shape is I can't breathe when I'm walking upstairs. I have undue pressure on my joints. I have a shorter life expectancy. If I get sick, I'm more likely to die. That's the hard.
If you're big and you're pregnant,
come on, like the percentage of you dying during pregnancy is astronomical, right? It's just way higher than somebody who isn't and is pregnant, right? So choose your hard. Which hard are you gonna choose?
Why y'all always focus on bigger people as opposed to smaller people?
Why? Why do we do that?
Why do you people always question why? Ask why.
Which one is the epidemic?
Which one do we have a problem with right now?
Globally.
In America by itself. Which one is an issue?
I don't know. Which one? You tell me.
Like,
teach me.
Come on.
Teach me something.
We don't have an epidemic of people sticking their fingers down their throats and throwing up.
Yeah.
Like, we don't. That's not the issue that we have. We have an issue with being comfortable and being comfortable enough
and
to
being
buy
lazy
and eat what we want without working out, without dieting, or without deciding to eat something healthy. Right?
And we get the benefit of someone stepping in, a social justice warrior. Hey, you shouldn't say this about that person, and that person is this, that, and the third, and blah blah blah, and you're not doing them justice at all. You're not being the social justice warrior. You're inhibiting them. You're
Language.
You're.
I knew it.
You're messing up.
That's better. Thank you.
Dude, I knew we were gonna come here to the point where people to where capitalism and wokeism combine and become this thing. Because that's what this is. That's what this lady is right now. She can make money off of being woke right now. Yeah. So she can sell the idea.
She's on LinkedIn with it.
Right. Yeah, basically. Yeah. It's just, and we're here now. And this is something I was just so afraid of being. This is where I was afraid of being back when we made our first video talking about how our use of the word racism was going to be problematic. And it was going to allow black people this avenue to just go crazy with the word.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now we're seeing the same thing with black nutritionism, right? Like just putting black nutritionists as your title affords you an audience like of black people to listen to you and to take your words critically, right? As gospel almost. And now we're at the point where if I just label myself a black nutritionist and I just spout language, black people are going to listen to me.
This man is spitting. Growl. Go ahead.
This is, I don't know how we got here, but I figured that we were eventually going to be. I just didn't think we'd be here this soon. That's all.
And now we're here.
Or should I say, I am.
Goodness.
We're
How
here.
did this happen, son? How did this
happen? I mean, we could have snapped away 50%. We could have.
I like you.
Every issue that happens,
we
could have got rid of 50% of the people, but y'all said that this is too extreme, so
y'all just being soft. That's all. Anywho,
see a lot more of that. That's gonna come back a lot more often.
You got something? You got some final thoughts for us?
Actually, I want to hear your final thoughts first because I know what my final thoughts.
My final thoughts is that this is complete bullshit. You know, let me take that back.
What?
It's not complete bull. It's just 100% bull. Does that make sense?
Gotcha.
That's better. Thank you.
Okay. He's good. Good. Well. Good. All right. we really should always, like I've been saying all before, black people should always be cognizant of what we're ingesting, what we're doing as far as like exercise and all that kind of stuff. You can't approach that with neutrality. Are you serious? Like, seriously. Think about that seriously. And then seriously talk to me about it seriously.
It's time to get really, really, really serious.
You see what I'm saying? Like, seriously. It's serious. Yeah.
Why serious?
While being serious about this.
Being serious.
And seriously?
You serious?
Just do better. We gotta do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to eat every donut that we see. We can eat a donut. Don't let that confuse you, right? We can eat donuts, but we don't have to overindulge. We don't have to be so ridiculous about food and consumption. And then, yeah, I know fat acceptance is a thing, right? And don't cancel me because I say this all the time. Y'all gonna cancel me. Don't cancel me because I said fat acceptance is a thing, right? This guy.
Don't cancel me though. Go ahead.
Say a few words about your arrest record.
All right, thanks for having me. Go ahead. But it's all good. It's all good. Just don't think of everybody as an enemy. Some people are coming to you. If you're like 5'2" and 350 and your friend is coming to you and they're saying like, you know, hey, like, maybe we should go to the gym. You shouldn't be offended by that. You know, you should be open-minded to it. Just like you're open-minded to everything else like a black mermaid.
Ha!
Wait a minute. Hold.
I see what he did.
Go ahead. There he is. Smart, huh? Yeah.
I saw it.
You got any final thoughts?
My final thoughts about this is this is fucking stupid in my mind.
He just come in.
It really is, and this is like the reason where I've come to understand why I feel this way about this is because my mother passed away from having heart conditions, right? Heart issues. And she got these from being overweight, which she got, diabetes as well from that. And she passed away. I wasn't there when she passed. And the idea of that is problematic to me, which is why I take this type of issue so seriously and why it triggers me so much when I see people say things like, well, you can just eat a plate of donuts and it's fine, it's cool, nothing's gonna happen to you, there's no drawbacks to that at all, right? Like, so tell that to the son of somebody who died from having these issues that could have been resolved, right? Had they eaten properly, right? So that's why I am the way that I am about this. That's why I try to keep myself into shape, because I know what I'm susceptible to. I know what my mother died of, and I know that I am a stone's throw away from that if I were to allow myself to indulge that way. And I'm gonna pass this on to my daughter the same way. This isn't just a simple issue of neutrality when it comes to black folks. We need to take this a bit more seriously than that. And what it is that what ends up happening is you're condoning the death of a lot more people when you say things like this. And I don't think enough people say that and understand it, right? Which is why I'm saying it. For me, I grew up with my mother being overweight. And that's just who she was to me. As a child, I can't remember her being any other way. But that, at the same time, I have to accept the fact that she made bad she made bad dieting choices. She had poor eating habits. And I was a victim of that as well. Growing up, I had to actively take my health into my own hands, where I was hitting the gym, I was doing sit-ups at home and stuff, because I knew that I was unhealthy, that I was eating unhealthily. So I had to do that. So to see people kind of just so willy-nilly be dismissive about it and say, oh, well, it doesn't, like, you don't want to fat shame anybody, because that's worse than them dying of a cardiac arrest at a freaking restaurant all of a sudden. Like, to me, that's absolutely bonkers. And with as many people that died from COVID due to obesity in the pandemic, you would think that we would have learned a different lesson. But it seems like we haven't. So if I gotta be the voice to tell y'all that this is fucking stupid, I'm gonna tell y'all that. This is fucking stupid. This is dumb. I can agree with the idea of food neutrality, but that's where it ends though. And I feel like anybody who has kids understands this innately. If you have a child, let your 7-year-old eat whatever they want for the next week. What do you think is going to happen to them?
She's loving that cotton candy, too.
Oh,
so.
my goodness, the blue face, the white eyes.
Like, this is really, you don't even have to go further than that. You understand. You know what's going to happen to them. You know that they're going to gorge themselves on sweets. They're going to freaking have a sugar rush. They're going to pass out, and then probably in the middle of school. They're never going to get any sleep because they're going to be jumping on the beds all day. The idea of this is dumb. And I don't know where it came from, but it needs to die.
Kill it if you have to.
Like, we need to take better care of ourselves. There's a difference between somebody eating a plate of sweets in the morning and somebody eating a plate of vegetables. I want somebody to address that. To go up to these people who are pushing this narrative, this food neutrality narrative, and say, so if I eat a plate of donuts in the morning and I eat a plate of vegetables in the morning, there's no difference. There's no difference chemically to what's going to happen in my body at all. We're basically the same. And I want you to see what their answer is going to be. Because you're going to know if they're lying or not. Because they are. But that's my final thoughts on this.
Damn. My man was fat shaming everybody. Nah, I'm like,
some of y'all deserve it. But
Lizzo is in your inbox now.
Say it to my face, huh? Why don't you say it to my face, you bitch?
With an eclair, no less.
Put the eclair down. Put it down.
Just playing.
These are just jokes.
Culinary Spears of buddies now. At this point. But
all right.
Thank y'all for listening to our ramblings. That's our show. You know, y'all like and comment, subscribe as well. You know, we watching. You know, we keep an eye on our subscriber count, so we know exactly. But that's our show. I'm your host, B. Ryder. It's my co-host,
J. Bell,
and this has been
Final Thoughts.